today I am going to show you how to perform a SQL injection attack and bypass authentication that is required when we try to log into a particular web page. I am going to be using Kali Linux and the tools required will be Burp Suite. Okay, so let's get started. Here I have a login page which is named technopk.com. It is of a e-commerce website which sells hardware components like gauges, transmitters, valves, etc. etc. So today we are going to perform an SQL injection attack on this very website. Okay, so first for that we need to fire up Burp Suite. Okay, I have opened Burp Suite and also I need to turn on my Foxy proxy. Okay, so I'll turn on my Burp proxy which I had configured in my Foxy proxy. Okay, so first we will start by intercepting the traffic that I am sending in the login. So let's test the login page with the credentials, test as username and test as password. I'll turn my intercept on in Burp Suite and I'll click on login. As you can see, Burp Suite has intercepted the traffic which I sent in the login page. Next, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to send this traffic to the intruder tab of Burp Suite. Okay, so I've sent the intercepted traffic to the intruder tab. In the intruder tab, what we are going to perform now is a sniper attack. In a sniper attack, what happens? Burp Suite is going to inject the payloads which I'll be providing to Burp Suite. It will inject the payloads in an automated fashion and it will check for SQL injection in that particular page. Okay, so first we are going to clear the highlighted parts and we will only highlight the username part because we are going to inject the payloads in the username field of the web page. I add the username part, I highlight the part. Okay, so I have highlighted the position where I am going to inject the payloads. Next step, I am going to paste the payloads which I am going to be using. So for that, I have this GitHub page opened, which consists of 198 SQL injection payloads that are used for authentication bypassing. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to copy all these payloads. I'm going to copy these payloads and I'm going to paste it in the payload section in the payload part of the intruder tab. As you can see, I have pasted the 198 payloads which I had selected. Okay. Now, as everything is set, I'm going to start the attack. Here you can see basically what is happening. Burp Suite is automatically injecting every single payload one by one in the username field and recording the status code of the response and the length of the response that it is getting. Okay, so as you can see for the first payload, Burp Suite has recorded the status code, the response, the status code and the length. For the second payload, it did the same. For the third payload, it did the same and so on. So as you can see for the first few payloads, SQL injection isn't working because we are still getting the login page presented to us. But as we move ahead, you can see the status codes after the 43rd payload, the status codes change. The status code changed from a 200 to 302. Basically, a 302 status code refers to a redirection that is occurring in the web page. So basically, we can indicate that once we inject this 43rd payload in the username field, the authentication that is required is getting bypassed and we are being redirected to the admin portal of the website. As you can see, the response is also different. As you can see, here we have the admin login. It was different from the other payloads that we had injected into the website. Okay, so next what we are going to do is we are going to copy this payload and we are going to paste it in a new text file. This is the payload which we are going to use to perform the authentication bypass. Okay, so I'm going to remove the default credentials that we had used and I'm going to copy the payload, the SQL injection payload and paste it in the login field. As you can see, I did not provide any password because we don't know what the correct password for the login portal is. Once I click on login, you can see I'm being redirected to the admin panel. From here, we can see the inventory, the sales. So basically, we have performed a successful SQL injection attack on a real-life website. Thank you.